Welcome to Whisky.com, where fine spirits meet. My name is Horst Lüning. I'm the master taster of Whisky.com, and today I taste the whiskey a second time, not in English language, but for myself. And I had this one, I think, 7 years ago. Yeah, so 2010 or 2011. And then the Arran distillery on the Isle of Arran, on the west coast of Scotland, produced for 16 years. So they were opened by the Queen herself in 1995. And in the first 2 years, the amount of whiskey produced and the quality of the cask were, from my point of view, quite low. And then afterwards, they got a better finance. And then they increased quality a lot. And the 14 years old was one of the first really hitting the market whiskey from Arran. And this is an even number, 14. And typically the whiskies are 15 years of age. But they decided at Arran to have it 14 years old. And I'm not aware of a big seller in the single malt whiskey category with 14 years of age. Yeah, so this is 14 years. There's a 10-year-old, a little bit cheaper. This one is around 40 euros, pounds, is 46% ABV, uncolored, unchill filtered as it should be. So this is a wonderful piece of work, and it's affordable for the 14 years. Today, as soon as you go over the magic number of 12 years, a dozen years, then prices rise very, very steep. And this is not true with the Arran malt. Arran is the only distillery on the Isle of Arran so far, but a second one is in the making and in the part of, not construction, erection. And it's in the possession of the Isle of Arran distillery because this second one, the first one is in the north of the island, in the small village, or close to the small village of Licorice. And I visited it in 2013. And there I heard that they are planning a new distillery in the very south of the island, and that one should produce smoky whiskey. There's this Marchy Moor whiskey. I think I had already one here on the cask. And as soon as you're producing a smoky whiskey on your equipment, then you have to clean it completely if you want to switch back again to unpeated whiskey, as the typical normal Arran is. And therefore, you typically do it a few weeks before you go into maintenance, where everything has to be cleaned, of course, and emptied. And so they decided, no, we're building a second one completely for the smoky whiskey. And the Marchy Moor is a moor on the southwest of Arran, lower third, where valley opens to the fjord. And it's filled with the moss, with the moor. And from that moor, the Marchy Moor. And how the new distillery will be called, Marchy Moor or whatever, I'm not quite sure, or Arran 2, not creative. Yeah, rich warming spice and caramelized fruits with a layer of toffee and milk chocolate. The coastal influence emerges on the palate with notes of licorice and pineapple on the lingering finish. Established 1995. Yeah. They changed the color of the tube. It had been green, and today it's this kind of lavender bluish, red bluish purple, blue purple color. Violet, yeah, might be. So here, last time I I had it a little bit on the side, and then the green screen from behind that changed the color of the whiskey. I was not very lucky placing the bottle, so from now on I'm looking to place that bottle better than before. Sherry fruit in the start, combined with vanilla and caramel. So these are very, very good casks, delivering a lot of caramel and vanilla. So the cask selection is really good. Fruit, dry fruit. And then there is some, well, not sea salt. It's the sea, it's the smell of a low tide beach, where a little bit is, well, some iodine, some rotten seagrass. So there's a maritime note in it. Not too much. You might mix it up with a hint of smokiness, but not. No, it's. I think it's the sea. Yeah, wonderful, full. The high ABV, 46%, carries the smells of the different aromas into your nose. Wonderful. This is good. Yeah. Wow. There's some spiciness coming up from the cask, of course. Some nuttiness coming through. I had a sip before, and this nuttiness didn't develop. Now it's there. There's some orange peel. Juicy orange, together with a hint of the bitterness of orange peel, probably from the old casks. And it's 14 years of age, quite an age. And it's not finished, but it's mixed between, well, older casks and the 14-year-old ex-sherry casks shall bring some spiciness close to bitterness. Yeah. In the past there had been some cinnamon in it, but sorry, not this time. Again, vanilla, caramel. Yeah. So this is the centerpiece of the production of the Arran malt. There had been older malts already on the market, a 16-year-old, 17-year-old, 18-year-old. But this one is always available and is not that expensive, is below 40 euros in the moment. And there are cheaper ones without an age statement showing that they have, well, they have the market power, but people do not have enough money, so they add younger ones. And there's a 10-year-old on the market, which is quite good as well. But the peak, I think, is the 14-year-old, where they have enough of the casks, enough quality to bring out this wonderful piece of work. Thank you very much for watching. Stay tuned. There's more to come, as always.